got another DAT machine in. This one's a Tascam DAT1. This is a portable DAT, and like all those TAC and DAT machines of that era, they put some type of finish on the plastic that it's like a rubberized finish, and the stuff just gets sticky, and oh, it's terrible to work at. You end up having to use some heavy duty cleaner to clean your hands after working with this. This is a Tascam DAT1 digital tape recorder, digital audio tape recorder, and this is very similar to the TAC DAT20. It's got the same rubber that turns to, well, it's all sticky. This whole thing is sticky. This is terrible. This is mine. I actually removed the rubber from the case because it was just so bad. But yeah, these things here did not stand up well to just storage in general. The rubber coating on the case became sticky. The reason I'm showing the two machines is because they are very similar, but they're different at the same time. So the TAC PD20 or P20 has balanced inputs, unbalanced outputs, digital in and out. The Tascam has both your balanced inputs, line in, line out, as well as microphone balanced, balanced and unbalanced inputs for line in and mic, and headphone jack on the side. This one here has a headphone jack on the front. Other than that, they are very similar inside. This one was sent in by a viewer who sent me some other DAT machines in the past, wanted me to take a look at it, and I'm not going to be cleaning up this rubber. It's going to go back the way that it came, and that's at the owner's request not to clean it up. This one uses a 7.2 volt adapter, and it's probably a split supply like my other one. Is it, or is it not? No, this one's just a 7.2 volt DC. The other one, it actually uses plus 7.5 and negative 7.5. So it actually has a different power supply than this one. And the battery pack for the other one used a battery pack that was a split voltage battery pack. It had positive and negative voltages. This one here will have a DC to DC converter in it for any negative voltages that are needed for op amp. It's a little newer unit. I have no idea whether it works or what it does, so the first thing that we're going to do is plug this one in and just check it out and see whether it powers on and what it does. Put that into operate mode. Okay, it looks like there might be a tape already in it. So let's just see, will it turn on? I hear a motor turning and nothing else. Okay, let's open this unit up and see what is possibly causing the problem. Ugly. This thing is loaded with surface mounted caps. Yummy. Hopefully they're not fooked. I feel dirty already working on this thing. This the rubber keypads on these, or the rubber casing on this thing goes all sticky and it just sticks to everything. sticks to your fingers. I'll take the front off of this unit and take a look under the board. It sounds like a belt is slipping. Maybe that's all that it is a belt. I don't know why there's so much interest in DAT these days. It's a dead format. It's been obsolete for at least 15, 16 years. They haven't made them since 2005, and most people that use DAT, which was mostly used by musicians and radio stations and so forth, and studios, most of them got their material that they had on DAT and they transferred it over to other mediums years ago. I get the odd tape to transfer where someone's had, they found an old tape that they haven't transferred and they're having a hard time trying to find someone who can transfer it for them. So I get the odd tape to transfer, but I don't know why anybody is still using this format, but apparently people are.
Of course, the big problem with DAT and why you shouldn't be using DAT to make new recordings is because it's a rotary head like a VCR, and the head's only good for so many hours, and it is going to wear out. And when it does wear out, good luck finding parts. All you're going to find is you're going to find another old machine that's got probably just as many hours on it, and that drum is also likely almost worn out. So it's not a good format to be recording on. For playing back old tapes, yes. To transfer them to something else. But I had a few of them come in, and people are still using them, so we'll keep them running as long as we can. Parts is always an issue with when it comes to these type of machines, though, because there's just no parts whatsoever available. So if you got parts, like the drum or heads, good luck. You're not finding them.
But I don't know what's holding up the board. I think there's probably some other boards probably plugged into it. I was wanting to see where the belt is. Oh, there's the loading belt right there. A little tiny belt right here. I wonder if I can swap that out without pulling the board out any further. Because I get the sneaking suspicion that the little tiny loading belt here is slipping. And if I can get this little belt out of here, which it is slipping, it's turned to mush. Let's just see whether I can get the belt out. There it is. That belt is definitely shot. So I got a belt here for it. Actually, the owner of this located a belt and shipped me one. Whether this is the correct belt or not, it's supposed to fit. It's a white belt, a clear colored belt instead of a black one. Not that that should make any difference, but let's just try and slip this belt back in here without pulling this board out. The less I have to do to this, the better. So see if I can get the belt in place, get it over the pulley, try and get a better camera angle so you guys can see what I'm up against. Okay, you can see the pulley that the belt has to fit over. I'm going to try and slip the belt over that pulley. And then pull it back over this other one. And keep my head out of the way because where the camera's sitting, it's kind of over my shoulder. Okay, I got the belt on. Reattach some of the screws that hold the board in place because they ground the board in various places. Okay, what's going to happen now? Is it going to do anything or not? Will it eject the tape? And it does. And the tape is sticking out of the front of the cassette. So we'll just wind the tape back in. It's right at the beginning, so no big deal. Let's see whether it will whether it'll play or do anything now that it's loading correctly. Okay, the tape is playing. Whether there's anything recorded on this tape or not, that I don't know, because this tape was in the machine when it arrived. Doesn't appear to be anything on there. Okay, it's saying it's indicating something. And will it play? If there's anything on the tape. It says T cut.
As in tape cut, perhaps?
Let's just remove that tape again and see. So it's got more than problems than that. It's not obviously not taking up the tape. So let's investigate further. Now that the lid is open, I should be able to remove that so that I can now remove the top cover to reveal the actual mechanism. So now I can see what it's doing. So let's try loading up this tape again and just observe what is happening. So it didn't even load. Not trying to move the tape. So we have no take up or supply real movement on here. Could there be another belt? Yes, there could. So let's just take a look at the mechanism itself and see why it's not working. So I see the tape spools are the tape reels are turning. This was all brought on by me triggering the operation by pressing down the detection buttons when there was no tape in it. Remember, when you close down the tape, it will signal through the detection holes on the bottom of the tape what type of tape it is and whether there's a tape in. So if I close it down and press down the switches, I see that the tape spool did try to turn. What happens when I push play? Where's play on this thing? Over here. So as you can see, it is taking up the tape. Almost like this tape itself is jammed. Well, now it seems to be moving. Let's just try fast forward a bit. No fast forward, and the tape gets eaten. And the tape sticks to the drum. Interesting. Machine thinks it's rewinding right now, but the tape is not moving. And there is tension on it, so it's stuck. Why is it stuck? See, if I pull on the tape here, I'll actually stop the drum from turning. Could this be a bad tape? It certainly was sticking to the inside of the machine. I'll try another tape. I'll try one of my tapes and just see what happens. Actually, before I try one of my tapes, I'll just roll this tape well past the beginning of it and see what it does. Okay. Play. Try fast forward. Okay, fast forwarding. Rewind. Maybe that tape is just buggered up at the beginning. I think that tape is just buggered up at the beginning. Yeah, you can hear it going crunch. And now it's stuck. Now that tape is damaged, so I'll try my tape in it now that I know that it's able to spool the tape. I think this tape has just got either something sticky on it or it's creased to the point where it's jamming. It's right at this point in the tape right there. You can probably see, if we look at the surface of the tape, you might be able to see what's causing it to stick. Yeah, it looks like there's something on the tape right here. So if I were to clip that portion of the tape off, I probably could save this tape. Take that first first foot or so off that tape, because it seems to be okay once it gets past this damaged section, like by here. I don't think there's anything on this tape anyway. It appears to be blank. Let me grab one of my tapes and we'll try this out and see if this machine works. I hear sound. Let's just try something that I can place on the channel. That's not Music Bakery, that tape, so I'm gonna grab another tape that I can play. Have to keep it all legal, right? So royalty-free content from Music Bakery. we'll skip ahead to the next track. If I can figure out how to use this machine. Where's the buttons here? Where is my skip? Skip this here. Okay, that should take me to the next track. Is it? There we go. Yeah, it takes me to the next track. Next track. Kind of slow at responding, isn't it? There it goes. And it cues itself back. Cue to the next one. And back up a bit and start playing right now. That's the end of the tape, I think. Yeah, that's the end of the tape, so let's just rewind this one. Actually, we can go back. We can go back a track here, stop. Go back one track. Yeah, it seems to be working. As you guys can see, the transport's working nice and smooth. I don't see any problems here. We'll go back one more track here. Actually, we'll restart this track first and then we'll go back another track. So we're going to restart this track. So this is track 3 on the tape. I'll go back to track 2. So this should skip back one full track now. Cueing back to the beginning of the track and then it goes into play. Full rewind. Stop. Full fast forward. We'll just rewind this tape back to the beginning and eject it, and I think I can put this machine back together. This one should be good. Just going to go back to the fellow's tape that was in here and just see whether there's anything on here. I'll just fast forward it. I think it's a blank tape that he supplied with it. Maybe a tape he went to try to record and it buggered it up. And it doesn't appear to be anything on the tape. Just looking at the tape counter here. And yeah, there's nothing on the tape. It's blank. Or at least it shows that it's blank at that point. Let's just see if there's anything on here. Nothing recorded on absolute time. So this tape is completely blank. we get to this portion of the tape at the beginning where the tape is jammed and it won't start unless I give it a helping hand. It's going to freeze the drum. So I think at this beginning portion of this tape, I'm going to have to just chop this bit of the tape off. Otherwise it's just going to eat this tape whenever he tries to play it. So let's just get rid of that damaged section on the front of this tape. Okay, I've spliced the tape. Just removed the first few inches of tape from the beginning. So now it won't jam up. There we go. So that's the beginning of the tape. So we could do a recording at this point, and it won't eat the tape now on a jack. So I'm going to reassemble this unit, and then we'll do a test recording. Actually, we can do a test recording right now on this tape because this unit's got line input. So let's just grab the MP3 player that is playing royalty-free content right now, and we can do a recording on this thing. If I can figure out how to work it. Let's see here, line input. Okay, that's line input there, and it's on analog input. And to do a recording on this, I have to hit the record button, I'm sure on the front, probably the record and the pause together to put it into record pause mode, and then I can set my levels. Find another track to play on this. Hit the pause button again, and that's now recording. Let's bring our levels down a bit and go. Okay, let's just try that and play it back and make sure that it recorded. Play back. I think that answers that question. It does record. We're just making one final test recording, and then the unit goes back together. Figured I would send it back with one full song on the tape instead of just a few seconds. Let's rewind the tape back. Make sure everything plays okay. And there it is. So just a little bit of volume on here. That sounds good. This one is a success. So I'm just going to remove the tape. And I can start reassembling this one. So first I'll place the front cover on and attach the two screws for the carry strap, as they will actually lock the front panel on. And then I'll put the top and bottom covers on at that point and put all the controls back. Because once these are tightened down, they'll actually stop the front panel from coming off. They tighten into the side here. Okay, now the front panel can go on. I tell you, this rubber, it's just terrible. This coating that they put on it. I have no idea why they put this rubberized coating. I guess it was like an anti-slip coating or something, but I mean, some of the camcorders used it too. It was terrible. They all went like this, just to track dirt and dust and fingerprints and everything. Just a horrible composite type material that they put on. I don't know what the thinking was behind that, but there was some long screws in here and some short screws. So the long screws go into the back. Of course, this had different sizes of screws, so you had to kind of figure out which one went where. You didn't want to put a long screw in where a short screw was supposed to go, because that could certainly cause issues. And there was 2 longer screws than anything, and they went, I believe, down these middle ones here. So the 2 longer screws went all the way through the unit to the other side. And then the next longer screws, they're easy to figure out where they go. That one, and this one, I think. And then the rest of them were all shorter screws. There, that's how it goes on, just like that. Now I can put the controls back on. The record control. Interesting, it's got a dampening little gear here that's filled with a thick, like silicone oil, to give the control a little more of a dampened feeling. There we go, that's back. We'll do one more test. Light out. Play. There it is, playing back. My hands are all dirty from working on this thing. But I've been told not to clean it up, so I'm not going to clean it up. So there it is. This one's done. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.